Several weeks ago, I talked about the reason you have your dreams and I have mine. And that reason is simply that you're meant to live yours and I'm meant to live mine. But I want to speak a little bit more about this concept and about why we dream the dreams we dream. And is there ever a time we should give up on our dreams? Hi, I'm Deborah Poneman, founder of Yes to Success seminars, where we give you knowledge and tools for you to live your ultimate life and ageless, anti aging for your brain, your body, and your future. So, first of all, we need to remember the truth. And this truth is often attributed to the great German philosopher Goethe, but in fact, it was spoken by Scottish mountaineer and writer W.H. Murray. And that truth is this: there is nothing capricious in nature. The implanting of a desire indicates that its gratification is in the constitution of the person who feels it. In other words, in simpler terms, you wouldn't have a desire unless you have the ability and the destiny to fulfill it. The desire and the fulfillment come in the same package, just like the oak tree is in the acorn. So if you have a true desire, a burning desire to be a writer or an architect or a talk show host or a massage therapist or a pastry chef or to design video games, the implanting of the desire indicates that you are meant to fulfill that desire. You see, there are three reasons why people do whatever they do in life, probably more than three, but I see these as the three main reasons. The first is to be happier. People get married, they have kids, they start businesses, they go on vacations, they learn to meditate, they become attorneys or doctors or acupuncturists because they believe that doing those things will bring them more happiness. No one says, I'm going to become a doctor because I know that doing that will really make me miserable, or I'm going to have kids to see how much unhappiness I could create in my life. No, that isn't why we do things. We do things because we believe they will make us happier. The second reason people do what they do is because they want to contribute to the happiness of others or the well being of the planet. If someone opens a restaurant, for example, they do it because they believe that if they serve people a beautiful meal, those customers' lives will be enriched and they'll be happier. I actually have a dear friend. His name's Elliot Bell. He just opened a restaurant in St. Helena up in California. It's called Charlie's. And he loves when his customers are happy. I saw that firsthand when I visited him. It's a great restaurant, by the way. Again, no one opens the restaurants and says, I'm going to make really disgusting food so my customers will be miserable, they'll have a horrible experience, and they'll never come back. And the third reason people do what they do is because it's their dharma. Now, you've probably heard the word dharma before. It's a Sanskrit word, and the definition of dharma is that which upholds, not just what upholds your life, but according to Vedic literature, when you live your dharma, you are upholding all of creation. In fact, it says in the Vedic literature that when everyone is living their dharma, the world will enter into a golden age. In the scripture called the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna actually says to Arjuna that it is so important to live your dharma that it, quote, is better to die living your own dharma than to live the dharma of another. Those are pretty strong words, but if we believe that it's true, it kind of inspires us to live our dharma. But how do we know what our dharma is? You see, everyone is born with gifts and natural talents and inclinations. Going with those inclinations is how you live your dharma. And when you use your gifts and talents, you're upholding all of creation. Ask yourself, what makes me happy? Do you love music, sports, speaking, writing, selling, painting? Do you love numbers, building things, computers, hiking, gardening, robotics? What did you love when you were a child? I'm going to give you an example. My daughter, Deanna, she always loved fashion. I mean, she was a little fashionista when she was like 4 years old. So she went to an artsy college and got a degree in fashion marketing and merchandising. But there was something else that was unique about her, and that is she always had this ability to heal. When she was a tiny little girl and I had morning sickness when I was pregnant with her brother, or I had a headache or a backache, the first thing I would do was call Deanna and have her lay her hands on me. And I always felt relief and sometimes was completely healed. After getting her degree in fashion, she realized as much as she loved that world, there's a world that spoke to her even more. And she went to school again and became a chiropractor. And her practice members love and adore her and are aware that they are in the presence of not just a skilled chiropractor, but a genuine healer because it's her dharma. You also might have heard me talk about my brother-in-law, Jonathan, who from the time he was a little guy, he loved music. His parents said that all he ever wanted to do was listen to music and go to concerts and play various instruments. And when he was a teen, he realized he had an eye for musical talent. He could predict which groups were going to be huge and which would be one-hit wonders. And when he went to college, he became a disc jockey for his college radio station, and then he wrote a music column in the school paper. And when he graduated from college, he wanted to be a music producer or an agent. But his parents said that the future was in computers and convinced him to pursue a career in that. Then, after attending one of my Yes to Success seminars where he learned about this concept of living your Dharma and that you're given a specific talent and a specific inclination because the creator, the God of your understanding, wants you to use those talents, and inherent in the desire to be a landscape architect or an accomplished artist is the ability to fulfill that desire. You love what you love for a reason, as my friend Janet Atwood would say. In Jonathan's case, after he took Yes to Success, he told his parents that he was not going to become a computer programmer. He was going to be a music agent. They were not happy with him or with me for that matter until about a year or so later when Jonathan went to an obscure coffee house in Seattle, and playing there to just a handful of people was this new rock group called Nirvana. And he signed them to his brand new record label called Sub Pop, which went on to be one of the biggest alternative music labels in the world. And Nirvana's frontman, Kurt Cobain, in one of his final interviews, credited Jonathan with coining the term grunge to describe the music scene that turned into a major musical genre. John appeared in Rolling Stone and on the cover of Spin and has an entire showcase on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame dedicated to him and his partner, the co-founder of Sub Pop. Whatever lights you up and makes your heart sing is what you were put here on earth to do. But it won't necessarily be smooth sailing to the top. There most likely will be road bumps and obstacles. But success is a journey, it's not a destination. The fun part is traveling the road towards the fulfillment of our dreams. We live in a big classroom called Planet Earth, and we're here to learn the lessons that each obstacle presents to us. Just don't get discouraged at the first or second or even third appearance of an obstacle. Don't think that the destination isn't waiting just because there's a roadblock and you have to take a detour. Those are just the life lessons you came here to learn on your journey. So do what Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, one of the most popular self-help books of all time, recommends. He says that when he sees an obstacle, he says to it, "Well, hello, little fellow. I don't know what it is that you've come to teach me, but whatever it is, I'm going to learn it so well that you will not have to come back a second time." And then keep moving. And remember, there is nothing capricious in nature. And if you have a desire, it's there for you to fulfill. That's why we all have different desires. One person wants to be a photographer, another wants to build buildings, another wants to breed dogs, and another wants to grow vegetables. Just know that whatever you love, it loves you too. And your goals want you as much as you want them. Because when everyone is living their Dharma, that's when the golden age will dawn. Trust this. And even if what lights you up is for now not your vocation, but rather your avocation, that's okay. Just keep doing what you love, and you never know where it's going to lead you. Maybe into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Have fun.